One, two, 1, 2, 3. Let's go!
Hey, y'all, it's time for the Roger the Wild Child Show. Roger the Wild Child. Here we go again with another honky-tonk and kickin' episode of the Nashville edition of the Roger the Wild Child Show with your host, Roger the Wild Child, along with his sidekicks, musician Patrick James, diva rocker Tiana Woods, and want to know what's the nitty-gritty from Music City? Elise Harper has your Nashville music news. Yeehaw! Let's do this.
It's Roger the Wild Child Show!
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Roger the Wild Child Show. It's Roger and Tiana. Patrick James is going to be joining us here momentarily. So, hello, Tiana. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Oh, yeah. Well, wait a second. Patrick is popping in. Let me give him a second to get adjusted here.
I said, don't speak too soon. He might come up and poke us in.
Right? No, absolutely. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and get him on. Patrick, what's up? There you are, finally.
I you don't even know the fires I was putting out to get here. I'm upstate and I'm here. I'm on my phone, so
All righty.
I almost missed it, but I'm here.
Awesome.
I love
So
it.
we're all here.
Patrick's like me, coming to you live from wherever you are.
Oh my god.
Right?
I'm in
That
Saratoga.
would be Patrick.
Saratoga. What's that?
That would be Patrick.
That's me. That's me. How are you, love?
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How's it going with you guys?
Good.
Well, I'm doing good.
Good.
I
I'm excited
was
for
getting
the
to
show
you,
tonight.
Roger. What's going on, bro?
I'm just chilling in Vegas this week.
Ooh, that'll be
So-
fun for 4th of July.
It
Very
should
nice.
be a busy weekend here for us. So yes, I agree.
Awesome. Can you guys see me all right?
Oh yeah,
we-
absolutely I can.
Okay, cool. Whoa. I was just
So where in the world are you again, Patrick?
what's that?
Where in the world are you?
I'm in upstate New York, Saratoga, upstate New York.
Okay.
It's a beautiful part of the world, actually. It's really nice up here. So I'm up here
All right,
for the
Kevin Fitzgerald on Facebook says he's all in. So he's dialed in to watch the show tonight.
All right, Kevin.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin.
Rock and roll.
All right. So we got a fun show tonight. We've got two talented artists, Jimmy Bowen and Troy Castellano is also joining us tonight as well. Patrick, I'm going to put you on the spotlight here. Are you wanting to sing or?
I'm not prepared to sing. I don't have my guitar. My guitar's in the car, and I raced here, so I would love to sing, but I'm just not ready tonight. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fired. You're going to get a new co-host now.
I would love to. I got some good stuff I wanted to play, but I'm just not ready. I barely made it on here tonight.
All right, so Kevin said he's from Tucson, Arizona. So he's watching us from Tucson.
Hey, Tucson.
So let's see here. So we're going to go ahead and bring on our first guest. He's the kind of artist who lives life 1 mile marker at a time. And now he's back with a brand new single that's built for the open road. Red Dirt Country's own Jimmy Bowen joins us today to talk about any old stretch of blacktop, keeping the spirit of 90s country alive, and what's ahead of season 11 of Jimmy Bowen and Friends. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Jimmy Bowen. Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, guys. How you doing?
Hey,
Look
Jimmy, how
who's
are you,
back.
buddy?
I'm back. I'm back
You're here. You are here. You are live in the flesh.
in the flesh. I'm here. How y'all doing?
Jimmy,
Doing well.
Everybody doing good?
everybody's doing good, man. How are you?
I'm staying busy right now. Real
Good.
busy, but that's okay.
That's
You
a beautiful thing.
It is. It be staying bored and having nothing to do. So
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
No, exactly. So, Jimmy, what's really interesting is next week you're going to be at the Troubadour taping a brand new season of Jimmy Bowen and Friends. So tell us a little bit about Jimmy Bowen and Friends and what you got in store for the new season.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's always exciting doing these shows because I try to have it as a music variety show. I grew up watching the old shows like Nashville Now and Jim Ed Brown Show and Pop Goes Country and seeing all these different artists. And I always thought it was cool to have a television show now that shows different flavors of music, whether it's pop, rock, or old country, new country, gospel.
What about hee haw, man?
Yeah, there you go. Yes, yeah, anything,
Get hee haw, man.
Yeah, get the hee haw thing in there, and so we actually, I'm very blessed with the show because we are going into season 11. We film twice a year. We film in June or July, and then we film again in January. And we started this during COVID and killed everybody. And what was so odd was I didn't have the staff that I have now. It was just me and my production manager, and we just sent out a bunch of emails. And musicians, we'll go do a show with 104 temperature just to go play,
Right.
And so it doesn't matter how sick you are, the show goes on. And we were getting all these abundance of emails that said, yeah, let's do it. Who cares about COVID? Let's do it. So we did it. And now we're going into season 11. And it's really cool. I'm really excited because on the networks, we have all the networks out there with the social media and with the cable networks like Heartland TV and Family Channel, and they're all on the website. But I've also done a deal now in the last couple of weeks with Fox 17 here in Nashville. So we've gone local also with Fox 17 Nashville, My 30 Nashville, and with CW58 Nashville. So we're excited about that. We're on Saturday nights, and this will be the fifth Saturday we've been with Fox. And looking for a good relationship with Fox. They love the show, and we love doing it with them. And we're going to have a lot of fun with Fox anyway. Work our way up their deal. So looking forward to it.
I love that.
How many episodes do you run in a season?
I'm sorry?
How many episodes are you running in a season?
We run 12 episodes, and we're kind of just me and my producer. We kind of parted ways, and so I started my own production company, and I'm doing all the production part of it now. And we normally do film 12 seasons and 12 episodes in a season. And there's one guest artist because the shows are 30 minutes long. And so we have myself performing, opening the show, and then we have the guest artist. They do their songs back to back. And so we do 12 of those. So we have 12 different artists or 12 different bands, whatever the case may be. And then he was doing a best of. And I don't know if we're going to do a best of now with a new thing going in 2011. I don't know if we're going to do that or not, but pretty much we film 12 shows per season.
Nice.
That's pretty much it. So
very cool.
So let's talk about your new song. It's called Any Old Stretch of Blacktop. It's such a blend of like 90s and modern country. So what drew you to write this song in the first place?
Well, it was a song that it was just kind of talking about traveling, and you're trying to get home, and you're on you travel so much, and all you're seeing is asphalt, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get home, and you've got a little, it's like the first lines. You've got a little money in your pocket, and you've got your guitar in your hand, and you're trying to get home. And it was just kind of a road song that just kind of fell into place.
Love that.
And, so kind of in
almost like Turn the Page by Bob
Seger. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We can relate to that really well, Jimmy.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, it's but it was a fun song, and actually it's our new release. I've got also a location down in Texas, and it's rising up. The thing that we're blessed with it's rising up the Texas charts and the Texas music charts down there, and they like the two-stepping type style music that with the dance halls down there, and so it's doing real well in Texas for us, and we're excited about it. See what it's going to do down there anyway.
Play for us? Are you going to play it
play
for
it?
us?
Yeah, I'll play it for you.
Hell yeah! I want to hear this shit, man.
Who wants to hear Jimmy sing?
I'll see if I can mutter my way through it.
Yeah. Bust that bad boy out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. We'll see. Yeah, Randy, I tried a new,
Roll.
I've got a new mic and I'm trying it. I don't know if that helps with what we were doing before or not. But. So anyway, here you go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Everybody ready? Okay. Got money in my pocket and my guitar in my hand. These lonely nights without you, honey, are more than I can stand. I work like a puppet. It's time to cut the strings. I'll hit the ground running and I won't be looking back. I'll be like a locomotive headed down a one-way track. It won't take too long, just you wait and see. As long as it will lead me back to you, any old stretch of blacktop will do. North, south, east, west, been everywhere it seems. Hotel rooms and honky-tonks don't feel like home to me. I'll be snapping out the rhythm while I'm singing a new song. Growing where I'm going, won't be honking on. I'll turn my car into the wind and put my thumb up in the air. Flag a diesel down and up a truck from anywhere. Colorado, California, even Kalamazoo. As long as it will lead me back to you, any old stretch of blacktop will do. Yeah, as long as it will lead me back to you, any old stretch of blacktop will do. There's a little piece of it.
All right.
There you go.
Woo! That's great, man.
Bravo.
That's great.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's one of them Texas, the two-stepping type deals, So
I like it. It's a feel-good song. I like it. It feels good.
yeah.
Even
Now,
though it can get really tiring watching them wheels turn on the bus.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Another Flying J, another Buc-ee's, another Pilot.
I know. Well, I end up doing most of the driving, so I don't trust too many drivers with a bus. So you get a lot of time to think about it and see the lights, and a lot of cool lyrics come in your head and one-liners and all that kind of stuff. So especially at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's kind of so.
Yeah.
I feel you. Now you've been touring for over 3 decades now, and I have to say, you performed for President George H.W. Bush.
Yes.
How was that experience?
That was a lot of fun. That was the coolest thing about that whole gig was that every rabbit that was there was a Secret Service agent. It was Easter, and they had a big Easter hunt. It's really neat. They have a Easter hunt on the grounds of the White House for all the kids there in Washington. But you go through the Secret Service thing and you're strip searched and all this kind of stuff like this. But all of the big bunnies and all the Secret Service agents are dressed as rabbits on Easter.
Wow.
And it was just really cool. But I took my daughter with me there. She was, I think, 6 or 7 at that time. And then the next year after the next Easter, she asked me, she goes, "Dad, do we get to go back to see Mr. George and go Easter egg hunting?" And she thought it was just an average thing that's what you do on Easter was go to the White House and go Easter egg hunting, So it was just kind of cool. But no, it was a neat experience. The Bushes were very wonderful to meet. It was a really experience. And, as this world is right now and the way things are in this world, I think it was an honor no matter who was president. It was an honor to go and play and perform and be a part of that. It was a really neat experience. And it'd be really cool if every musician could have that experience, because that's just something that it's happened to me once and never has happened again. But it was for me that it happened once.
That's cool, though.
I got a letter on my wall outside of my office here that he sent me, thanking me for coming to the White House. And it was really neat. Really neat.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great experience,
Yeah. And there was no politics involved. It was just the point that you got to perform for the President of the United States. And it was just,
that's the best. I love that.
That is way cool.
That was just cool, So next step would be Carnegie Hall, I guess,
No.
So let's rewind a little bit. Let's start where, your passion of music began. Because I know that you rooted in bluegrass and
Yeah.
traditional country.
Yeah, I grew up in a household that um, my father, if you didn't listen to the Stanley Brothers, Flatt and Scruggs, or Bill Monroe, then you didn't get to listen to anything. So it was neat growing up that way, learning the bluegrass, the old style of bluegrass music. And then when I got to be a teenager, I got more into the second generation type grassers, the Country Gentlemen, the J.D. Crows, the Seldom Scenes, the Tony Rices, and yeah, they were just great bands and great harmony folks, and actually my whole dream as far as playing music for a living was to if I could ever become a member of the Country Gentlemen, which is where they were based out of Washington. And their recognition, Jerry Douglas here in Nashville was part of the Gentlemen at one time when he was about 16 or 17 years old. Ricky Skaggs played fiddle with the Country Gentlemen for a few years. They had a lot of Nashville alumni who came through the Country Gentlemen, came through the bluegrass world. And I had a chance in 1987 to join the band, and I was with them for about 7 or 8 years. And went on to other more progressive bluegrass bands. So it was really cool, and we got to play the Smithsonian in Washington because they were based out of Washington, and so it was really neat. They were the first band. I was 22, 23 years old, and first trip to Japan and Europe and that kind of thing. So it was a lot of fun. So that's kind of my background as far as in the bluegrass, and I try to still touch on that now, with what we do now. I guess now I'm Americana, the red dirt, but I still have my root there in the way I vocalize. And one of my guys in the band with me, he's a utility guy, so he plays the banjo and the fiddle and the mandolin and the guitar and that kind of thing. So I try to keep it as a mixture. You get that that electric sound, but it's the acoustic thing there also.
Because that's where you came from, and you no matter where you go in your career, you don't want to forget who you were.
No, and it's a real challenge for me because now we've moved into a situation to where my bass player who'd been with me for years, he passed away about 2 years ago, and with heart failure, and Sonny Lemaire with Exile stepped up to bat, and he does a lot of production on me. And Sonny's great. I love Sonny's producer. We work around Exile's schedule, but he plays bass with me and kind of ramrods the band and stuff. But to be honest with you, he's got me doing some stuff for what everybody's got the old saying of the album fillers. You have your songs that you do, but you got album fillers. We have TV fillers, and some of the TV fillers is really exciting because, to be honest with you, he has me doing songs that I never dreamed that I would ever to be able to do. Songs from Ozzy Osbourne to Tom Petty and it's a real nice. It's a real neat experience for me because I get that I get him it's a great producer, and he's teaching me this different style, but he doesn't let me get away from my roots at the same time. So we're having a lot of fun with it.
That's
big
fun.
challenge.
I see this on TikTok. There's this bluegrass Americana, like 5-piece with a female vocal and male vocal, and they sing like 4 or 5 harmonies, and they do all these rock tunes, like these big rock tunes, bluegrass, crunchy Americana style. Man, they are fucking killing it.
Oh, I know. They're killing it, aren't they? Yeah.
I love that stuff, man. That's great. That's cool.
Yeah. It's coming back. I think that is helping some of the bluegrass, when you want to classify as bluegrass. I think they're moving it more into the title of the Americana thing, but it's still great. It's still a lively music. And it still can be a good music, and I still enjoy playing it.
It's all interpretation of of what you are. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, exactly.
How you attack the instruments.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm a big acoustic guy, so I love banjo, mandolin, fiddle, all that. That's even go from one extreme to another. That really moves me.
Oh yeah.
That with a great hook and a great melody and great harmonies is pretty.
yeah, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Now,
Hell.
it's some of the guys, when we're doing stuff, drummers, I've got a great drummer, Steve Cummings, but he, drummers got to be real technical, and it's really funny. It's we get kind of irritated during the rehearsals because there'll be a song, and I'll have an idea in my head, and it's acoustic, but I'm adding the drums and things onto it, and he's worried about the beats when we're coming in and the bars and all, and I'm the only guy in my organization who knows, other than the one chord, that's it. As far as, they're all talking about the fours and the fives and the half 54ths or whatever you talk about, but, but I'm in the bluegrass world, you grow up by feeling it.
That's all feel.
Listening. It's all a feel thing. You just listen to
follow
it.
And feel.
And I'm not one to care about, really, you don't want it to be detriment, but if you're listening at the tempo and the tempo is kind of doing this a little bit here, to me, that's a feel thing. It's a feel. It's a dynamic of the music. Let it breathe. Quit trying to be just right on pitch and right on timing. And that, me and my drummer, I love him to death, but during rehearsals, we go around and around because he's like, well, I got to know how many bars we're going to come in. How many clicks? I said, shut up. Let me get this thing organized first,
Yeah.
But,
the drum mentality it's a mathematic thing, but it really comes down to a feeling. You know what I mean? The best drummers to me, and I've worked with some amazing drummers, are the ones that stay out of the way.
Oh yeah.
Serve the song. It's what
exactly.
you don't play. It's what you don't play that makes the song as stronger. If you support the groove and the melody, stay out of the way of the melody, and stay out of the way of the hook, and just support it. Those are the best drummers.
Oh yeah, exactly. I agree.
I'm not taking anything away from technical drummers at all, because that's an amazing feat too. But as far as with bands and songs, it's the song is the chief. The song is the boss. That's it.
Exactly.
The song's the boss. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And a great band knows how to serve the song. That's it. That's how I see it. So I feel it. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to play with people that really know how to serve the song. So years of professionalism and do it. But it's all good, man. At least they have passion.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah.
He cares about when you're coming in with the verses and with the
hooks.
hooks.
Oh yeah. It's just when you're trying to, like with us, we have a week of rehearsals before we ever start doing anything real serious, and we're putting songs on the table, and we're getting the keys, and we're just kind of getting arrangements and things like that, and probably after season 11, when we start season 12, I'll probably make him stay home that first week, because all we're doing is just organizing it, getting things together here, getting the feel of the song, what we're doing. I'm not worried about when we're going to start the thing. I'm not worried about it right now, but so I may give him a week off next time. I don't know.
That's all good.
I'm like that with Patrick all the time. I'm always telling him I need to give him a week off.
Yeah.
But I will say, I mean, I'm not dissing drummers, because I have a lot of drummers in my family, extraordinary drummers. Without a great drummer, you're pissing in the wind. So
I know.
Very,
well, I agree with you there. I love. I love playing with a great. I love playing with a great drummer. Yeah. Oh, I agree with you, dude. Yeah.
There's nothing worse than a drummer that doesn't know how to keep a pocket the whole time. That's what you call a train wreck.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Jimmy, a fun fact about you is that you have an acting career as well.
Yeah. My I had an agent that several years ago. He's passed away since. He calls me one day and he goes, "Hey, have you ever thought about acting?" I said, "Well, no, not giving much thought." And maybe I shouldn't say his exact quote. I don't know if you're allowed to cuss on your podcast, but anyway, he was. Well, he said, you've got this biker asshole look about yourself, and I'm like, okay. I said, well, let's try whatever, and if it puts $1 in my pocket, let's go for it. So I signed with Talent Track here in Nashville, and the first role that I actually got done, we were supposed to the show was supposed to replace the Sons of Anarchy that were on, and I got cast as henchmen me and 5 other guys, and it was really cool. We got to work with Michael Rooker, who played in with Cliffhanger with Stallone. He was the race car driver in with Tom Cruise. That was dizzy, had the wreck and was dizzy. Anyway, he was great to work with, and we were really hoping the show was going to take off because we were henchmen. It was a storyline of a Southern mafia coming into Nashville, and the mafia was owned by a country music artist. No names, just a country music family owned this mafia deal. We were stealing whiskey, but it was going to be really cool because we were going to get to blow up airports and hijack planes and all this kind of stuff. It was really cool. But after we filmed the pilot, FX signed Sons of Anarchy to another 6 seasons, and it kind of knocked it for a loop. And it sat on the shelf for about two years, and then they tried to make a movie out of it, which stunk because you cannot take a pilot, the pilot was the whole season, which was about 52 hours of filming, and cram it into 2.5 hours. In 2.5 hours, you've got commercial breaks. So to be honest with you, it sucked. It really did. It didn't go anywhere, whatever. But my thing that really helped me was I got cast in a couple of seasons with Nashville, which made me SAG because they were speaking parts. And so
great show, man. I love that show.
Yeah, it was. I did a couple of scenes with God, the main guy. His name has just left me. But I was in an MC a couple of his shows, and after I did Nashville with him,
Jonathan Jackson.
The guy with the black hair, he does the Opry a lot. He plays guitar. If you say his name, I'll know. His name has just left me. Chip. Was it Chip? Anyway, he was the main one guy in Nashville. Well, the scene that we were doing, it was really funny because he supposedly in the last scene, he broke his hand. So he's up there playing. So he comes up for an encore. I grab his hand, tell the audience you want him back to say that, well, technically when you grab his hand, he's like pulls away like, ow, you hurt me. Why'd you do
Charles
this?
Eston.
Huh?
Charles Eston?
Yeah. Yes. Charles. Yes. And so anyway, we filmed it. Well, about after it aired, probably a couple months later, I'm standing in Walmart, and this woman comes up to me and slaps me in the back of the head. And I turn around, I said, did I do something to offend you or whatever? And she looked at me and she goes, you shouldn't have done that to him. And I said, done what to who? And she watched that show of Nashville, seeing me grab Charles's hand when he broke it, and it put him in pain.
Oh, wow.
And I'm thinking, okay, people, this is only television. Why are you believing everything on television? But it's really a neat experience. I've done stuff where, I get the criminal, the biker, the rapist part, and same thing happened to me. I was doing a commercial with a security company, and it was really fun because I was there to break in this house in Franklin, Tennessee, and I was there to rape the woman inside. Okay. And that was the story.
You're such a bad person.
I know. Tell me about it. So anyway, my wife hates when I talk about these things. But anyway, you're asking, so I'm telling. Anyway, so it's so the girl that I was there to rape, well, I'd worked with her on a Toby Keith video. So she and I knew each other. And so she was glad I was the one that was there to rape her that night. Anyway, so we get along with this thing, right? They got me in orange and everything. So we do our thing and this, that, and the other. Well, a couple weeks later, I'm standing, I went to a Subway, and some guy walks up to me and he goes, they let you out, huh? I said, let me out of what? Yeah, I saw you on TV, you raping that woman. They finally got you and let you out, didn't you, huh? And he believed all that too. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, guys, really? This is television. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun. I get to meet a lot of people, and it's interesting, that's for sure. I used to think the music industry was hurry up and wait. The acting's worse.
Oh yeah.
It's worse. I don't know if any of you done any of that with any small amount of it or whatever, but it's hurry up and wait. It's all
Yeah.
Big time.
I used to be a child actor, and this was before we had Wi-Fi and cell phones and laptops. So being on a set for 28 hours as a little child with nothing
Oh, I know. It's
coloring
crazy.
books and craft service. Is
Yeah,
hell
it's
on
crazy.
earth.
But after you do
A
it,
long
it's kind
time,
of
girl.
Yeah.
cool. It's a lot of fun,
Yeah.
Different.
It's
So-
fun when you're filming for all of like maybe an hour and then the
Yeah.
next 23 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Anytime I watch my stuff, it's like, okay, me and my wife had watched, especially with the things with Nashville, and we go through it, and then it's like, because I wasn't a star in it, I was a character in the thing, but and then my wife would look over after it was over, and she goes, "Is that it?" And I said, "Yeah, there's my 6 seconds of glory. Did you not catch it? Let's rewind it. So, but some of the gigs pay well. I mean, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
it's
listen,
great.
every second counts, man.
Every second counts.
Sure does.
Yeah, one of the biker things that we played, the director came up and he goes, "You got a motorcycle, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." So I took it there. There's a night shoot, and they wanted me to ride the bike. And he goes, "Make sure when you leave, you put down biker pay." I said, "Okay." So this was the henchman thing that we were doing. So we rode our bikes there that night. There's 3 of us rode our bikes, rode them in 2 hours in the woods, came back, and it was a night shoot. So about 5 or 6 a.m., 7 o'clock in the morning, something like that. We were done. So we put biker pay. Anyway, the next week we got our checks, and it was like, I knew then why so many actors have so many cribs. Because it's like I looked at my checks and they paid me for 2 hours. They paid me $3,200 to ride my motorcycle in the woods.
That's
Are you
nice.
serious? I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah, that's what I thought, But it was funny. It's like my wife says, "Well, that's a good check," and I said, "Yeah, but I don't have anything on the books for months." So it's like, okay, how long is this going to last? But it's a lot of fun. That's another adventure in my life. It's kind of cool. I still do it when I get calls in the right parts and stuff like that. But we'll see what's next. At least I'm very blessed with it. Nashville made me SAG, so that helps me stay a little bit above the next. From just being on set in the back of a bar, being a body in a film. That kind of thing.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you?
I'm sorry.
Where can everybody find you?
Everything now goes through, I'm one of those believers that everybody went through the MySpace and the Facebooks, and we've got all that stuff too, but well, not MySpace anymore, but everybody, JimmyBowen.com.
There you go.
JimmyBowen.com's got everything you need. You can, if you're one of those folks that have gotten away from Dish and cable and direct and all that, and all you do is stream, you can go to JimmyBowen.com. There's a TV menu there, and you can punch it, and all 10 seasons come down. You can watch it there. We're on YouTube. Everything's right there on the website. Tour dates, everything we're doing is right there on the website, JimmyBowen.com. I try to make it simple.
What's your address so people come to your house and say hi?
P.O. Box 6743.
They'll be at his house's windows. How could you do that to that woman?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to do that. Yeah. I live outside of Nashville, north, south, east, or west. So there you go.
All right, there you go.
Great.
Jimmy Bowen, I appreciate your time. I'm glad you're able to spend some time and share with us. Good luck on the taping next week. It is at the Troubadour. It is a free show. So if you guys are in Nashville, you can come and be a part of
all
the
broadcast.
broadcast.
Want to come. That'd be great.
More the merrier, right?
More the merrier. Yeah, I want you to come and have fun. Have fun.
It was great speaking to you, Jimmy. I really love your energy.
Hey, enjoyed it. Thank you guys for having me. It's been fun.
Congratulations on all your recent success.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Jimmy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, let's go check the chats real quick. Sherry Cranford says, "Hi, everyone. Excited to be along for the ride with some of my faves right here."
Sherry.
Heather Wells says, "What's up, everyone?" Hello, Heather.
Hey, what's up, Heather?
Alrighty. So let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and bring on our next guest here. Our guest today is a storyteller at heart, country artist and songwriter, Troy Castellano. His latest single, "Here We Are, Babe," is a heartfelt tribute to lasting love and high school sweethearts who defy the odds. Now, with music that's landed on everything from CMT to Fox and a heart that gives back through his nonprofit Instruments for Education, Troy brings soul, purpose, and a whole lot of heart to the mic. Please welcome our next guest, Troy Castellano. Hello, Troy.
Good evening, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Troy.
Hi, Troy. How are you?
Good. Hey, just a quick correction. It's the Italian pronunciation, which is Castellano.
There you go.
Castellano.
Castellano. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
very
right.
synonymous
I'm thinking
with
Nick
the.
Castellano, the baseball player. So I figured it was the same
Yeah.
pronunciation.
I do get that all the time. And by the way, it was the first word I learned to spell was my name because my dad said, learn to spell it. You're going to have to spell it for everybody.
All right, please welcome to the show, Troy Castellano.
Perfect.
All right. All right.
Love it.
Had to
Nice
get
talking
that in there right.
to you, Troy.
Yeah. You
I'm
got
gonna
it.
make you an offer you can't refuse, Troy.
Exactly. Did you ever hear of Paul Castellano? He was the godfather that Gotti had taken.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember that. Oh, that's funny. Wow.
So-
Any relation?
Lots of comparisons. I don't think any relation.
Ah, okay.
My dad is Rick the Butcher Castellano. He's the late,
Oh.
my late father,
Oh,
I
Rick
should
the
say.
Butcher.
But, yeah,
Nice.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
he really was a butcher.
Oh,
Okay.
my goodness.
Yep.
So you've had placements on MTV, CMT, and more. So how do you balance writing commercial tracks with personal ones?
Man, so all of the TV placements ended up being a lot of instrumental music, and it was where I was learning to kind of get into that instrumental music, and real fortunate. I was pitching those songs, and one of the cases, MTV had their own production library, and they licensed like 13 tracks from me. And they ended up being in like songs or shows like Jersey Shore, I Used to Be Fat, Mom's Moving In, 16 and Pregnant, Nitro Circus.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
But they're kind of like, that music was kind of like if you watch any reality TV show like Pawn Stars, you hear those little ditties between the scenes, the transition music, that kind of stuff.
There's nothing wrong with
Yeah. Lots on Toddlers and Tiaras, by the way.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
a meat and potatoes. They're right there.
I ended up working with a company out of LA called Scorekeepers Music, and we split the revenue from that, and they got a lot of those placements for me back then. And it's
that's
funny
cool.
you ask, how does it compare? Some of those actually were songs that I wrote, for myself.
Okay.
And they just had a good vibe to them that I would cut them down into usable cue music. But yeah, that's kind of maybe there's not really a difference. Whatever I create can become a song, or maybe it just ends up being an instrumental. I also do jingles too. So it's like, what I try to make all of my money from music, and those are all the different ways that I can do it.
I love that. I think that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So what's one song in your catalog you think deserves more love?
Gosh, there's well, all of them.
Good answer.
I think what I've been writing lately is more important to me than most songs, but there is a song that keeps popping up. It's called Quitter, and it's one that went up and down Music Row, and people that hear it always are like, oh man, that's a hit, but it's a song I think it's a little bit too vulnerable is not the real word, but it's not. It's a song that some I was told by, I don't know if you know who Ralph Murphy is, but he said, hey, that's a great song, but no singer's going to get up there and say these kind of things. And it's kind of, just to sum up that song, is like, hey, maybe I used to be a jerk, or maybe I wasn't great to people or myself, but I've changed. And now you got artists that are actually doing that, like Jelly Roll, perfect example.
Yeah.
But that's one. Quitter is a very powerful song. It's a ballad that makes it also harder to get cut for any kind of radio stuff, you know.
Hey, well, maybe Jelly Roll needs to be pitched that song then.
Oh man, I have small ways, but you know what? It's so tough because it's like you're competing with his producer's friends, all the people around him that are writing songs. They get the inlet first, you know. But it could happen. They could come, you know, could come from anywhere. Actually, you know.
I use the term. It's like going fishing. All it takes is one bite.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that's how I look at this whole music thing. It's like I've been so close with so many things that you know we all have times where we're like, I'm gonna give this up. This is just I've been fighting. I've been walking into a wall all the time. Who wants to do that all their life? But every morning I get up with a new idea or a new feeling, and it's like I can't ever shake that.
Yeah.
That's really the essence of it, you know?
Yeah.
I get it. I know the feeling.
I can't quit.
You can't be a quitter.
Yeah, I can't quit.
Can't be a quitter.
Nope.
A quitter never wins.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so true. Like, I mean, you just got to keep swinging, right?
Yep. Keep
Yeah.
swinging.
Obviously you have a passion for it. So, I mean, when you get bit by that bug, it's hard to walk away from it. It really is.
Yeah. And then I'm in a space too now where it's like, I love the creating part in the first place. And now it's like, I'll put it out there. If that's not working, there's more coming, you know. Right. I don't rest on what's been created. I've actually got a album full of songs coming out here real soon. I've been releasing singles, but I'm already like just chomping at the bit to get onto my next ones. I've got a bunch that I just want to start working on, you know, that are written, and I'm ready to start producing. And
well, you just released how Here We Are, Babe, and it feels so personal. So how did the song come to life, and how much of it mirrors your real life story?
Oh man, a lot of it actually. So I wrote that with Michaela Clark shortly after I got to Nashville. So this was about 2017. And she was just getting engaged and ready to start her married life. And I had been, I mean, still am, but been married to my wife for 25 years. And I mean, we were high school sweethearts. We truly were together since I was 13, or she was 13, I was 15.
Nice.
And I'm like, in our conversation, she's like, how do you make it last and all that? And I said, well, you don't really think about that. You just look past and back at time. And I look at my wife and I go, crazy, huh? Here we are, babe. All this life stuff we all go through, you know?
Right.
And I truly, like it starts with it was a July summer night, bonfires and Miller Lights, and that's what it was. It was like in a field party and underage drinking, you know, kegs out in the middle of a field, and before all this days, internet stuff. What's that?
Those were the days, weren't they?
Yeah.
Good time.
I remember that. I remember those days quite well.
I actually wrote a song 2 years ago. Well, that went. It just really took off in the Midwest for me. And it was a song about that part of life too. Like it's called Hell We Raised. And it's like, was during those times when there were field parties. We didn't have computers in our pockets, you know, we'd get bored with the Atari and whatever games were available.
Nintendo.
Yeah. There was more to do outside than there was inside. And that song, Hell We Raised, really connected with a pretty, for me anyway, decent audience. And that's about growing up before the digital age, you know?
Love that. Are you going to play something for us tonight or no?
Yeah, I really want to play one that I'm putting out that's coming out next Friday.
Awesome.
And like I said, this is part of I'm in a life season of writing, I guess you'd say, but so this is based on, I have I'm on my third jean jacket. Like jean jackets were a thing. My brothers are quite a few years older than me, and they would, back in the 70s, they were wearing these patched out jean jackets, right? And so I got a jean jacket years ago, and I started patching it out. I just get like, it was places I've been, it was bands I liked, it was family, it was just little meaningful pieces of memories that I would put on these jackets.
Is that 70s or 80s?
Oh, for me, yeah, it was 70s. I was just a young kid.
Okay.
Now you guys are probably older than all of you. But so this one's called Patches on My Jacket. And it's funny because the lyric starts out with, yeah, the jacket's a little loud and I stand out in a crowd. And that comes from, like, you know, just being in Nashville, I walk into a room and people go, oh, cool jacket, man. I never really thought anything about it, but that's so it's kind of like life on fabric, right? So this is it. This blue jean denim I wear, yeah, it's a little loud. And I'm well aware it makes me stand out in the crowd. But what you don't know is everywhere I go, take a little piece back home with me, saving memories. Patches on my jacket, yeah, to show you who I am. Every place I've ever wandered, every road I've ever ran. And I bet these threads could write a song, every stitch could tell a story. If you take a closer look, you see my life's been anything but boring by the patches on my jacket. Ooh, patches on my jacket. And there's one that represents my family, and a couple more of the music that got a hold of me. From the Bluebird down in Nashville, Tennessee, on up to Deadwood, across the Mississippi. I've been here, I've been there, I've been everywhere. Patches on my jacket, yeah, to show you who I am. Every place I've ever wandered, every road I've ever ran. And I bet these threads could write a song, every stitch could tell a story. If you take a closer look, you see my life's been anything but boring by the patches on my jacket. Ooh, patches on my jacket. Ooh, every color on this fabric is my life's tapestry. And I'll keep adding more as long as I'm still roaming free with the patches on my jacket. Ooh, patches on my jacket. Ooh, patches on my jacket. Yeah, to show you who I am. Every place I've ever wandered, every road I've ever ran. And I bet these threads could write a song, every stitch could tell a story. If you take a closer look, you see my life's been anything but boring by the patches on my jacket. Ooh, patches on my jacket. Ooh, yeah, I've been here, I've been there, man, I've been everywhere. You can tell by the patches on my jacket.
Yeah.
All right.
I love it. Wow.
Thank you.
Love that.
Thank you so much. But, you know, it's one of those songs, too. I wonder, when you get a little personal like that, not everybody has a jacket with patches on them, but
I had
but
one.
You do?
I did. I do. Yeah, I do.
What I found now is when I play that out, once in a while people come up with a patch for my jacket now. So I think I'm going to be doing a whole nother one with fan patches.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I started really touring heavy, I would get, you know, when you get backstage passes or house passes when you're on tour, I started throwing a jacket full of one of those. I got to find that. You got me
with
thinking,
the stickers?
Yeah, I was putting them on my jack. I don't know why, but maybe because I had it on and I started and I just put another one on. I was like, you know what? And I just kept going. But I have to find that. That's how cool that song is. It took me back to that place, which is a really cool thing.
Ah, that's cool, man. Maybe we'll start a new trend.
That's a great idea. It's a good thing. I mean, it was an era, but it's still a cool era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the Hot Topic and buy things, they buy jackets like that now.
Yeah, right. They can. That's we're gonna set a trend. We'll get people doing that again, like tattoos. You know.
Yeah.
Totally.
So
Well, great.
Instruments for Education is such a powerful project that you're doing. What inspired you to start it? And what's been the most moving moment so far with it?
Oh man. Okay, so it started with a songwriter friend of mine was in need of a keyboard. He was a teacher, supplement to his livelihood teaching, and I borrowed him. Well, I gave him a keyboard, and he sent me back a video of him teaching 10-year-olds, a 5th grade class, science, and he was teaching them the phases of the moon. So they all wrote lyrics to learn the science, and they wrote a song called New Moon, you know, like phases of the moon, and they wrote it to the melody of Blue Moon. And and what captured me was these kids were all arm in arm and literally like singing so loud. He's like, now calm down, you guys. But I just went like, man, well, a part of that equation was I said, at first when I asked me for an instrument, I'm like, can't you just borrow a keyboard from the band room? And they said, no, we can't take any of that into our classrooms. We got to bring our own in. So I thought, all right, I know enough of my peers here in Nashville. I'll see that dusty keyboard or that guitar. And I'm like, if I start asking them if I could put that into a student, teacher, or a school in their hands, would you donate that? The first 10 friends said yes. And then I just reached out to the local schools and donated those 10 instruments within the first month. And I went, I think this is something that I'm passionate about. I want to really replace, you know, younger parents in their late 20s, early 30s. The first thing they think of is like handing a device now. Here's an Xbox controller. Here's an iPad. Here's an iPhone. And I would rather them have the opportunity to, hey, here's a guitar. Here's a keyboard. Here's a xylophone. Here's a trumpet. Here's whatever, you know, we have in our inventory. So in essence, that was like the push was that teacher showing me how important it was and how engaging music is to kids and still and forever will be, I believe. It's something else I recognize through these years too, that when I play out and if I'm in a restaurant or kind of a family friendly venue, kids, infants to toddlers are just mesmerized by that guy on the stage singing. And it's the music. They hear it and they're just like, oh man, it's hypnotizing. And so with this digital age we're in, it's so important to give kids the opportunity to put an instrument in their hands. And we do that for free. The families just have to reach out, and it's within Middle Tennessee as our reach right now. But impactful stories is, I was delivering, this one always sticks with me. I was delivering to a school up in Hendersonville, just north of Nashville. And it was a group of autistic students, and they were varying levels of autism. Some you couldn't tell, some were, one in particular was this boy that doesn't say a word. And I brought in the drums, and I'm carrying more instruments in. And here he is over there hitting the drums, and he starts saying, boom, boom. This is boom, boom. He says, this is boom, 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 boom. And the teacher says to me, I've had this kid in my class for 6 months. He hasn't said a word.
Wow.
He has not said a word.
That's amazing.
This is what that's about, you know? So
love that.
That's music is really, now they've done research. Music is super good for getting through to autistic kids. They will sing songs when they won't speak, you know? But that's the kind of thing that really moves me. And then just, you know, I know it's like most things, maybe only 10% will stick with it, 5%, but I want to give that opportunity, no cost to the parents. Let's just make this simple and get that kid started on an instrument.
Yeah.
I
No,
love that.
that's an awesome story there. I mean, the fact that you're giving back, to the community, I mean, um, it says a lot about you, as, a musician and so forth. And that's what I find a lot with these country artists, in general, is that, they're all about, helping others, like Jelly Roll. He went through hard times, and now he's giving back and helping, the prisons in the jails in Nashville, and trying to bring music inside there so
Yep.
that they could find
Yeah.
there's life outside of crime. I mean, they can
Yeah.
find something that they're passionate about,
Mhm.
and, it's great to see the artists do that, and give back to the community. So what you're doing is great.
I feel there's a something I heard recently too, and it kind of makes sense. It's like, yeah, there are people that get to a financial stature that now they're an ability to give back is the phrase, but I feel like I'm just giving because I never took. I'm still
There
working
you
to
go.
get that life too, like as a musician and as an artist, as a writer, all of that stuff. I have not had the huge success is what I'm saying, but I still have the passion to give,
Right.
That's important.
And I could do now my imagination goes crazy if I had a career like that was making me super wealthy. We would be like doing it across the country,
Right. I'm sure
Yeah.
you would.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
Troy, where can everybody find you?
Just simply TroyCastellano.com. All the social reach is there. All the news is there. Everything. That's the hub. And my joke is, let me spell that for you. It's TROY Castellano.com. But yeah, my name's on the screen here, so everybody will see that. But it's just TroyCastellano.com.
Awesome,
Right.
Troy.
Well, great speaking to you, Troy. I really love what you're doing, and
Yes.
Thank
keep
you so
doing
much.
one foot in front of the other, right?
All right, and shout out to Sherry Cranford. She's watching
You're
here.
already breaking out, so you're moving people, man. And that's worth a lot more sometimes than money or platinum records. So you're doing big things to touch people's heart. So that's
Absolutely.
to me,
Yeah.
huge. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yeah, and it is the most rewarding thing for me is being able to do that, physically be able to get it done. So
Absolutely.
You're amazing, Troy.
oh,
You
thank
are.
you. Thanks. It's so great to meet you guys, even if it's 2D.
Great to meet you too, man.
Yes.
Good luck.
All righty, Troy.
Touch
All
with
right.
us. Love to
Thanks
have
so-
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys. Have a great 4th of July.
Yes,
You
you
too,
as
Troy.
well.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. What great talented guests we have, and we always do. I say that every time. I'm like, oh my gosh, but
I agree.
it's like
I agree.
we have a lot of great talent that comes to this show and that comes and sings for us. And I always tell everybody it's like doing a campfire, song. It's like, oh, you want us to sing? I'm like, yeah, we're just doing a campfire hangout, So
I
that's
love
the
it.
best way to describe what our show's all about.
Yep, these guys were great, man. I mean, every week is great, but I really love that. There's humanity in the world, and I love that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not all propaganda. There's real people doing real things to move the needle. So I really love that.
Well said, Patrick.
You couldn't say it better than me, so absolutely. I could say it better than him. That's what I meant.
Aw,
Well, that was a great show, guys, and
yes.
it was great seeing you all. And I wish you all a happy 4th.
Yes.
You and your
Everyone
family.
be safe.
Be safe.
We will be back in 2 weeks with another episode.
Okay.
And
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. We'll be back. We got some more great talent lined up here in a couple of weeks. So stick around Make sure you guys share, promote, and spread the word of the show. We want people to know more about us. And if you are in Nashville, 8th, 9th, and 10th of July, go to the Troubadour. You can go on their website, look it up, or go to jimmybowen.com, and you can get tickets to be in the taping of his show.
Awesome.
So.
And if you're in Indiana, July 12th, I am playing with Anything But Human, Summer Bash 2025. Pretty dope, pretty rockin' festival going on for 3 days. So
that's awesome.
Getting down in Indiana.
Yeah, we're firing up, man. It's not July 9th through 12th, and I believe we are Saturday night. I think we're co-headlining the event, and it's my first time doing it, so I hear it's a really great time with great bands, great people. So
that's awesome.
If you're in Indiana, come look me up.
Yeah, Patrick gets around.
Hey, good luck, Patrick.
That's what she said.
Peace. Happy 4th.
Happy 4th, everyone.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.